Hello everybody, this is NW Order for Life. Been a while since I've made some videos, and because life happens and things just don't work out the way you planned. But I'm going to try to catch up on my One Piece videos right now. This will be I think I'm going to do a 4-chapter catch up in this video, and then the most recent chapter will get a video by itself. So chapter 788. Is pretty much everyone's trying to stall Doflamingo, and Mancheri's tears are like turning into like dandelions and floating around, and touching people and healing them. And the really coolest thing about the chapter, I think, is Viola. She stands against Doflamingo. We don't see her fight or anything, like even in the following chapters, but just the fact that she was able to, go from this weak girl, um, you know, being forced to submit and pledge her allegiance to Doflamingo to now standing up against him in order to free her country. That's a pretty epic story, and I think that was really well done. Zoro and Fujitora and all the other gladiators are trying to push the factory into the strings to cut the strings, and yeah, that was pretty much that chapter. And then 789. Um, Doflamingo is using his strings to control Viola, like a marionette, making her move wherever he wants to. And with Rebecca is being controlled, like to use the sword, like to pretend to, well, not pretend, like he's trying to make her against her will cut Viola. And so that was pretty dramatic and pretty cool, showing how evil Doflamingo is. But Gats, the announcer, does something really cool. The announcer from the Coliseum, he announces to everyone that Doflamingo has been running the country through dark means, like over the announcing snail, whatever it is that he announced with, that, to all the citizens that he lied to and framed King Riku, and he's the reason behind all the evil, and all the people have been turned into toys, and he tells the whole truth. And, you know, uh, it's just really cool because you see, like, all the people unite with Gats and cheer and for Luffy or Lucy, and Doflamingo is like, "Damn you, Gats, for betraying me," or whatever. So that was really cool. And then the chapter ends with Luffy appearing right before Viola and catching Rebecca's sword with his head with ornament haki, which was awesome. The sword breaks on his head. Really cool. Chapter 790, we see Doflamingo and Luffy fight, and Doflamingo uses the Ever White ability, which turns like everything around him into string. He's got Luffy all binded up, but Luffy, even in the string, goes into Gear 4, breaks the string, and then Doflamingo tries to block that attack, or block Luffy's incoming like mega attack with these heaven strings or something like that. And he makes like this like heaven shield kind of string, whatever. And there's all this talk from Doflamingo about how he's a god, and you like Luffy is an ant, and all these people are ants to him, and you don't mess with God and stuff like that. And basically, what this conversation is opening up is that Doflamingo is in the position of power. He's in like this heavenly person, like sent once in a generation or something like that. Like to become ruler, and that's his position, and that's why all his moves are called white and heavenly and things like that. Even though he's evil, it's really cool, twist on things. And then Luffy does his special move called the Kong Punch, or I don't know if it's King Kong Punch or just Kong Punch, and it's so powerful that it completely shatters Doflamingo's string defense, but it also knocks Doflamingo like all the way into the ground, like with enough force to pin him to the ground, like like completely unconscious with his glasses broken. And before any of that even happens, and the glasses being broken is like a symbolization of Doflamingo being defeated, because no matter what's happened to him, his glasses have always been perfect. Now they're completely shattered, actually. Not just broken, they're shattered. And like before this even happened, as Luffy's calm punch is going through Doflamingo's strings, he has a flashback to when Corazon told him that there's a family known as D, and that these are the people known to be able to fight against God, or something towards that effect. And it was really epic because right after that flashback, we see Doflamingo on the floor with his glasses all shattered, and everyone is cheering for Luffy, and that's the next chapter. When everyone cheers for Luffy, and he's falling from the sky unconscious, and Rebecca catches him. Rebecca gives him a lap pillow, which is interesting, but you know, she does she cries over his face and everything, and Gats says Luffy has saved Dressrosa, and he made sure to tell everybody that Lucy was Luffy. The cage disappears, and I don't know if I mentioned this in previous episode, but yeah, I think I did. Fujitora decided to help Zoro and all the gladiators. So the cage disappears, and everyone's happy, crying. Like 791 is basically everyone crying their eyes out, and Kiros breaks down and cries as he's walking away. You know, first he walks away like this really cool soldier, like yeah, like you know, job's done, and then he just breaks down in tears, and it's just really nice. It was a heartfelt chapter. It's like, you know, with victory being assured against evil and all that stuff. And then I might as well, since I'm only 6 minutes in, I did this pretty well. The final chapter, 792, which was the most recent one, we had Burgess taunting Sabo. And Sabo, it looks like Sabo kills Burgess. Like Burgess is, you know, talking about how Ace, what he said before he died, and you know, insulting Ace and things of that nature, saying how he's weak. And then Sabo, you know, using that clawed dragon-like grip on Burgess's face, just fireballed him right in the face with his hand. So it's assumed, it looks heavily implied that Burgess is dead, because it looks like that's the resolve that Sabo made. So who knows? He could be saved though by someone from the Blackbeard Pirates or whatever. We don't know. But as of right now, it looks like he's going to be dead. And then you know, we see that Sabo and Koala gather up all the revolutionary members that were on the island, those that were turned into toys. Like Sabo and Koala didn't even go to the island to get those revolutionary members. They just knew that like according to their records, you know, that people were sent, but they could have completely forgotten about them because of Sugar's power. And you know, like now when all the toys came back, all of a sudden they remembered them, and all of a sudden they all gathered up together as one unit, and that was pretty cool. See what the Revolutionary Army's going to do in the future. And then King Riku basically decided that he wasn't fit to be the king, and then all the citizens are crying and saying, "No, please come back, King Riku." And then we had this the king with the boxing gloves, the guy that does the you know, works into a frenzy, and he does the super punch or whatever he does, King Punch. He tells about King Riku. He tells a tale like when King Riku used to be so badass that he inspired peace just by looking at his opposition funny. Like he'd give them a look, like what? Like you're gonna go against peace? And I don't know what kind of look it was, but it was pretty cool that we could see King Riku in the past was this really strong and fearsome individual, even though he was completely peaceful. That was really cool. And then Fujitora got on his hands and knees and apologized to the people of Dressrosa and said how it's pretty much the world government that's responsible for all this. The world government is pulling the strings behind Doflamingo, and he apologizes on behalf of the world government or whatever. And I believe this is ultimately leading into Fujitora rebelling against the world government, even though the Navy people under him don't really understand that at the moment. It seems like Fujitora is truly wishes to change the world government. And we did get a inkling about that before in previous chapters, but it wasn't so crystal clear as it is now, I think, that Fujitora really wants to change the system. And to do that, he's working inside of the system, first by becoming an admiral, and you know, then we'll see where it leads. I don't know, maybe he'll become one of Luffy's greatest allies against the world government. Who knows? It'll be really awesome to find out. And then the only other thing to mention was that there were flyers going around talking about how Law and Luffy teamed up and defeated the evil inside of Dressrosa and, you know, Doflamingo, and the whole story has been told to the world now that that Doflamingo lied and tricked the people of Dressrosa, and then he turned them into toys, and the whole truth about everything is now out in flyers, and Law and Luffy's alliance is credited for ending it. So that was pretty epic, giving them the bounties are probably going to go up more now, I'm sure. And that it was just a really great chapter, and I don't think I forgot anything else. I think that's pretty much it. So overall, the newest chapter is going to get like a perfect out of me, 5 out of 5. I thought it was great. Or do I do a scale of 1 to 10? Right? I'll give it a 10. But yeah, it was great. The other chapters were good too. The Kong Punch one would get a 4 from me, because, well, no, that's a 5. So that was all action. You know, and then the other ones would get like 3 or 4s for me because it was interesting, but you know, not the greatest. But overall, I've been really happy with the One Piece chapters. I can't wait to see what will happen in the new world now, you know, with Luffy and Law's reps going up and with Doflamingo out of the picture, how the world government is going to respond, and how Fujitora is going to react towards them, and you know, what's the next thing. Someone once said in a video that I saw that probably Big Mom is going to be involved now because you know, we don't know what's happening with all the other Straw Hats. Then they got cornered in the ship on the sea, so they might be all captured now. Nami, Sanchi, and Chopper and Usopp, where they, not Usopp, but Chopper and what's his name, the skeleton, Brook. They might all be like prisoners right now, and we might, the next arc might be about rescuing them and picking a fight with whoever captured them. Presumably, I think it's supposed to be Big Mom. So that's going to be really awesome. Oda's a great writer. This is a great story, a lot of fun, comedy, and action. Really enjoying One Piece. So yeah, thanks for watching this video recap of all the past chapters. Be sure to check out my Dragon Ball Super review that's coming up, and also my Saint Seiya Soul of Gold newest episode review coming up. And subscribe for more videos, you know, on my channel. And please don't forget to comment below. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and also rate the video if you'd like. Thank you.